Imagine an Olympic game where athletes didn't know they were in the Olympics. Winners were given umbrellas instead of gold medals, and the youngest champion in history was a random little boy pulled from the crowd. Welcome to Paris 1900. You are looking at rare, vintage footage of the second modern Olympic Games. It was chaotic, it was weird, and it was like nothing we see today. So come with us as we do a deep dive into the archives to bring you some rare footage of the 1900 Paris Olympics. Sometimes when I am searching and researching the archives, I come across some fun artifacts. The footage for the Paris 1900 Olympic Games was one of those fun artifacts that I had to share with you all. The 1900 Games were a major milestone because they were the first ever held outside of Greece. But there was a catch. They were tucked inside the massive Paris World's Fair. Because the fair was so big, the Olympics actually lasted for 5 months. Believe it or not, there were actually no official opening or closing ceremonies. The footage you are seeing here of people gathering was part of the Grand World's Fair celebrations that swallowed the games whole. Here's a little side note for you. The Eiffel Tower was only 11 years old at the time of the 1900 Olympics. The tower was built as the entrance arch and centerpiece for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris, which celebrated the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. It served as a demonstration of French industrial power, showcasing advanced iron engineering and construction techniques. History was made here at the 1900 Olympics in one beautiful way. This was the very first time women were allowed to compete. These Olympics had the first female Olympic champion ever in sailing. But for the men, things were a bit more disorganized. Let's talk about the events, starting with, of all things, the tug-of-war. Back then, this was considered a premier track and field event, and the rules were simple. Pull the other team 6 feet or be the furthest ahead after 5 minutes. In this footage, you are seeing the ultimate showdown. The U.S. team had to drop out because the match conflicted with their hammer throw event. That left a mixed team of Danes and Swedes to take on the French. The Scandinavian team actually included a journalist who was just there to cover the games, but ended up winning a gold medal instead. They did not light an Olympic flame. Lighting of the Olympic flame was first lit at the 1928 Olympic Games in Amsterdam. And then there was the ballooning. Yes, Olympic hot air ballooning. This event was all about distance, duration, and landing accuracy. The winner flew his balloon over 700 miles, eventually landing all the way into modern-day Ukraine. Imagine winning an Olympic event by drifting into another country. Now let's look at the rowing. It was the sport's Olympic debut, held right on the muddy Seine River. Here is a fun hidden fact. The Dutch team realized their boat was too heavy, so they ditched one of the adults and grabbed a young French boy from the sidelines to sit in the boat and steer. They won gold. To this day, nobody knows exactly who that boy was or how old he was, though he's likely the youngest Olympic medalist in history. And they think he's somewhere between 7 and 12 years old. The 1900 Games featured many unofficial side competitions, such as sack races or informal obstacle courses. These side competitions were often confused with the real competitions, or they were blended into the narrative of the officially recognized 1900 events. You have to admit, watching this, it's kind of crazy to think that this was the Olympic Games. I'm not sure what a lot of these obstacle courses are all about, but they're pretty fun to watch. The 1900 official obstacle course was actually a 200-meter swimming event held in the Seine River in Paris, featuring, for the only time in Olympic history, a challenging 3-part obstacle course. It was held on August 11th through the 12th of 1900. The race forced 12 competitors from 5 nations to climb over a pole, scramble over a row of moored boats, and finally swim under another row of boats. Australia's Fred Lane won the gold medal in 2 hours and 38 minutes and 4 seconds, with Austria's Otto Wale taking silver and Great Britain's Peter Kempt taking bronze. The 1900 Games were full of firsts and onlys. It was the only Olympics to feature live pigeon shooting. It also featured underwater swimming and croquet. The Paris 1900 Games were a sideshow that almost ended the modern Olympics before they really began. But despite the mud and the 5-month schedule, these athletes proved that the Olympic spirit could survive anything. If you enjoyed seeing this rare footage and pictures of the tug-of-war and the great balloon races of 1900, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into archival history. Which of these weird sports would you want to see brought back into the Olympics? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for joining us today. We invite you to watch all our videos from famous funerals to diving into the archives to find generations of history. And always please remember to be kind in everything you do, including the comments you make.